So, is the Russian mentality bad? To answer the question, I would first have to define bad and shift the topic to philosophy. I'm not going to dive into it for now. The simple answer is, it depends. In isolation from others, probably not bad in and of itself. If they don't like democracy, that's their choice and good luck with that. If they were to live on another planet, that's one thing. But the modern world, for better or worse, is an extremely interconnected place, meaning that when someone is not a team player, tension is inescapable. So, due to this reason, this mentality of theirs is a big problem for other countries, a constant source of tension and a nuisance for other players. And the problem doesn't boil down just to their leader. He merely plays along and sells what the people expect of him. They expect little, just a tale of grandeur. We're the strongest. Everyone is afraid of us. That's it. Mission accomplished. Culturally, strength has always been admired in Russia. If you're strong, really strong, you'll do. As for internal affairs, no one cares and has no say anyway. This is especially tragic because, as I said in my previous video on this topic, Russian culture, apart from its disregard for individuality, privacy, and freedom, does have an extremely powerful layer, especially in arts, genius painters, composers, cinema, theater. It has a really great literary tradition, quite comparable to that of the English, French, and Germans, although it's not as old. Names like Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Chekhov, Bulgakov are known worldwide. But this deep layer hasn't become mainstream, if you will. It's interesting that the great writers themselves saw the exact same problems in their time. That's a very profound topic for other videos, but if you happen to be interested, my simple recommendation would be Word Number 6 by Anton Chekhov. It's a short story, but very amusing, and everything the author says and describes could be applied to modern Russia without reserve, as if it was written yesterday instead of 1892. Unfortunately and ironically, such masterpieces are rarely read by Russians themselves. In part, it's a worldwide problem, of course. People read less nowadays. By the way, the word privacy simply doesn't exist in the Russian language, which reflects another cultural aspect. It's never been found important. So, as I said earlier, the quirks of their mentality, so to speak, have a long history, haven't come out of nowhere, and they have always been identified by the intelligentsia. The latter always had progressive views quite aligned with those of Western people. This aspect distanced the intelligentsia from ordinary people even further. And only after their deaths were those great talents elevated to the status they have today in Russia. But, as I just mentioned, their names are known, not their works, to most Russians. Paradoxically, even though they have reverence for their culture and their writers, it turns out that many Russians are different in spirit from those they nominally admire. This is something that has always struck me. They are completely unaware of the ideas of their own greats. The Soviet Union was the first to put man in space, even though, technically speaking, the Soviet Union is not equal to Russia since it consisted of many republics. Still, since Russia is considered the successor of the Soviet Union, and rightfully so, the glorious moments of the latter are part of Russia's legacy. Again, all this says is that in principle, Russia is full of talented people. As for modern Russia, in my opinion, it's lost its path. It secretly admires Western countries, tries to copy their lifestyles, TV shows, internet projects, and many other things, most of the time not very skillfully, and has very little to offer of its own. This is a cultural crisis. Apart from that, many Russians are nice people and very kind. There are incredibly talented people there, real geniuses. I know one such personally, and have a lot of respect for such people, but they feel alienated in the same way the intelligentsia has always been.